Okay, so we are going to start the second webinar within the project Beyond Lexico funded by the European Union. Thank you for being here. I'm sure you'll listen to the voice saying that this webinar is being recorded, so if you don't want to appear in terms of privacy or everything, just turn off your camera, everything is okay. But we are going to record this webinar. And thank you for joining. And I would like to introduce you to Pedro Coelho from Portugal. He's part of the European Youth Press, and he's going to tell us and teach us everything about the importance of the storytelling. Welcome, Pedro. The webinar is yours.
Hi, a second so I can share my screen. Okay, so welcome everybody. As Irene just mentioned, we are going to talk a little bit about the power of storytelling and how it's important in marketing, content marketing, and social media marketing. Just a small task and a small note, and has this as this is storytelling webinar, I would like to start by tell you where do my story begins. As you can see, I always liked taking pictures and etc. And the way that pictures tell stories. So since a very young age, I really liked telling stories, and I knew since a very young age that my future needed to pass through this. So, but the thing is, I couldn't do it without a lot of people, and a lot of people were important in my progress. And here are just some examples of it, and how do I believe that human relations are important in our stories. But basically, content marketing. What is this? How it works? What is this thing that? What do you mean content marketing, not just marketing? So basically, content marketing is a type of marketing, as you can see here, that involves creating and sharing online material. And by material, I don't mean just like a picture or something. It's like videos, blogs that you can write in your website, social media posts, stories, whatever, that does not explicitly promote a brand. Um, that's traditional marketing, and I will explain the difference in a second. But it's more made for you to create a relationship with a brand or NGO or whatever through the power of story, and not exactly the product or the service itself. So as you can see here, traditional marketing, it's more focused on a product, while content marketing, it's more focused on people and how people matter and how their story matters. Traditional marketing is focused on buy and to buy something, while the content marketing, it's more focused in inspire something or someone. The relationship between these two, it's completely different. As in traditional marketing, your relationship with the brand, it's very short, it's very occasional. You buy something, for example, I don't know, like you buy this for the first time and that's it. And with content marketing, we aim for more long and more ongoing relationships, so you can create a really connection with the brand. Here are some examples. I brought the Apple one because I'm a very fan of Apple and the brand itself, the product itself, etc. So I brought this example from when they released the iPhone 15 Pro. They made a partnership with Olivia Rodrigo where she shot her video, Get Him Back, completely with the iPhone 15 Pro. And this basically aimed to show you that um, Apple is not just selling phones, they're like selling you some kind of experience. Because if Olivia Rodrigo, which is like an international superstar, can record an entire video clip with the iPhone 15 Pro, imagine what you can do with it. So basically, what they're doing is not selling you something; they're showing you what you can do with their product, and that's the story behind it. The same with Dove, which is a cosmetic, a very famous cosmetic brand, at least in Portugal, Spain, I believe. They had this really famous campaign, which was the Real Beauty. And in 2024, with the boom of the AI and user-generated images, they brought back this campaign to showcase that real beauty, it's not what a computer says to you, and that the brand the with the brand values itself, what they're trying to do is like they're not trying to selling simple soap. They want to change the way that women see themselves in the mirror, with different bodies, different types of beauty, and not just what AI tells you that beauty is. So, why are these two examples content marketing? Because in the case of Apple, it demonstrates the value of what they're selling through something, and also they involve the community by making a partnership with a pop icon, which it has been present since they came out. They already did different types of partnerships with Taylor Swift, Olivia, a lot of pop icons. The same with Dove. It shows the core values of what the brand is, and also helps by creating conversation. It also educates that probably the more and more images that we will see of people will not be true. As for example, I don't know if you heard, but basically now there are some AI influencers as well on Instagram and etc. So they are trying to strengthen themselves as a brand, which is an agent of change as well. Now, I will bring you some examples of what I did at my workplace, at my brand, with the usage of the storytelling. So, if you have any questions, please raise your hand or something, just interrupt me, and I will explain. Basically, when I entered this brand, I had a challenge, which was this is a project that has been over 2 years, which was the designers wanted to recreate some of the just some context. I work for an interior design brand, and they have some products, and they wanted to redesign some of the products that um, they were part of the first product line of the brand. They were working on this for over 2 years, and they asked me for a narrative that would make sense. But the thing is, there was a problem, which was our main competitor, did the same thing in January, and we were going to showcase it in April. So they were faster, and we couldn't just do the same because they were our main competitor, and we didn't want to be associated with some plagiarism or etc. Even though we would have been working with this for over 2 years, we needed to change. And this was the whole concept for our presence at an international fair. So what can we do now? And basically, what I did was sitting myself in a meeting room alone, and I went to read basically what the fair was aiming for. What was the fair concept? What were they searching for? What they wanted to showcase? And I discovered that the fair this year would be inspired by the thought for humans, furniture made and thought by humans to humans. So what I did was like search the main inspirations from our brand, and I discovered that Mies van der Rohe, which is an architect, he had this quote, which for him, the perfect interior design concept should bring nature, houses, and human beings together. So what I did was basically take his quote and try to dismantle it so I could find a concept that would fit the storytelling of the brand and how it should be presented. So what we did was basically taking this, taking our collection that was inspired by nature, by the Douro River, which is a river that passes my city, which is Porto, the best city in Portugal. And basically try to bring this storytelling that we want to be proud of our origins, our story, and we want to honor in somehow the river that gives name to our city. Basically, through this storytelling, we wanted to launch the new collection. Also, give greater focus on the product and its production methods, because as we discovered that a lot of people who buy from us are more interested in the way we produce and not the product itself. So create a story with that as well. And the main objective, of course, because it's a company and relies on profit, it's to increase brand awareness in hoping that we will have more money. And storytelling is so important for you to create brand awareness because you're telling a story and you're engaging people in that story, and that's so important. So this was kind of the final result. I brought here the video for you to see it. I really hope it does not uh, stops in the middle. So
Pedro, I'm afraid the sound doesn't work.
the sound,
Yes.
um,
If it's important, it is not working.
basically, I was going to say that the sound was also important to like bring the music. At least it was important to bring the storytelling to the music is also a main important part of the storytelling itself. But maybe I can share the video with you after, and maybe you share it.
Sure, I mean, we can send to all the people that register to the webinar the video.
But I don't know how to solve that situation.
Don't worry.
Okay, so maybe I'll pass this. So yeah, and also one thing that it's really important when you're creating a story, it's to get feedback from other people to help you with your storytelling, because maybe people thought about something that you didn't thought about it, and it makes a lot of sense in your storytelling journey. So yeah, always get feedback. It's really important. Um, Also, I have some key learnings and tips for you. Um, Content without strategy is just buzz. And what do you do when you have, for example, when you go to a clothing store and it has a lot of buzz, a lot of sounds, a lot of annoying music playing loud, you just leave. And with content, it's basically the same thing. When you go to an Instagram page that everything is all over the place, information is not clear, what do you do? It's basically you leave because it didn't please you. So that it's the same with content, and you need to be careful with this. Also, bring your input to life. Always bring your side of the story to the table. Um, You have experiences that no one else has. Your experience is unique, and so is your input. There's no dumb ideas. This is something that I learned in university and also in my experience at the European Youth Press. There is no dumb ideas. Ideas are just ideas, and basically, it can help you being the starting point of something that might be great. You don't know if you don't bring it to the table. So you always bring your inputs to life. Test, analyze, and adjust. I know that metrics are so boring. I hate the days when I have to do Excels and etc. with the metrics that I from social media and etc. But they're so important, and you need to understand what works with your audience and with what doesn't work. And this helps you with that. You have to test, then see the results that you get, and after you analyze it, you have to adjust your strategy according to that. Because the most important thing is your audience, and without it, you cannot tell your story. Also, your work won't always speak for itself, and some days are really, really complicated, especially if you work in marketing. So go to your iPhone, to your computer, whatever, and create a folder which is called Proud Moments, where you have to add, um, you need to add something that made you proud at some point, because there are going to be days that you just want to burn the entire office and like don't show up to work. And sometimes this is important because you look at it and you see what you already achieved and what you're capable of, and it helps you. Because, for example, here, this first example, it was my first cover at an interior design magazine in Portugal. This one was during I had a master class with one of my favorite speakers. My first fair, when I got elected to the European Youth Press in November last year, when I did my first marketing plan. These are very important, and it will help you remember that better days will come when you're in the not really in the mood. Also, I leave here some book suggestions that you might like. Fuck Being Humble, which is from Stephanie Sword Williams, which is this girl. It's my favorite speaker. It helps you with why self promotion isn't that bad thing that everyone says it is. And it's also important when you're trying to build your personal brand, which has a lot to do in telling your story. Also, this is marketing from Seth Godin, which helps you understanding the basics of marketing. The practice also from Seth Godin, which explains to you how the creative process works. And finally, the power of regret, which basically goes to the first key learning that I give you, which is regret the things that you did, not the things that you did not did do. I'm sorry. So now it's time for some Q&A that I can help. Feel free to.
Pedro, we have a question. Oh, what is your main suggestion for organizations that are working with young people in projects like Erasmus Plus projects to implement this storytelling aspect? What is your biggest advice for the people who work in this field?
Yeah. For example, we did this Erasmus project with with the European Youth Press, which was called Voices of the Next Generation, and we wanted to show what the participants did and what the Erasmus program was all about through a story for example, like we wanted every post on Instagram to be connected by somehow. For example, one thing that we did was the first post was with the capital letter, the first line of the copy, and then it ended with the three dots. And every post after that started with three dots, and we tell what we wanted to tell through the post. And the last post of the youth exchange finished with started with the three dots, and it was the only post that had a final dot. That was something that we thought it would be fun to keep the audience engaged. Also, the graphics of the post itself, they had some sort of connection. When you see at the when you look at the feed, they're all connected through lines, through icons, through a lot of stuff, in order to showcase this story that everything is connected with each other, and it started in that day and it ended in that day. I don't know if it's answered your question.
Yes, of course, and actually they are brilliant ideas. So thank you very much for sharing.
Question. Yes, Daria.
Hi, hello, can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. I'm walking through not the most beautiful city in Portugal, which is Lisbon. And I wanted to actually suggest to kind of brainstorm a thing about like you showed in the beginning all these commercial like of famous brands and stuff. And I was thinking, how can we make such a commercial for the organization to attract people who never heard about Erasmus Plus project, like to make them participate? Because sometimes we are struggling with the applications because in the end we like send maybe the same people many times and we don't attract that many new people. So maybe we could, I don't know, make kind of a scenario of the video or of the campaign that could attract lots of people, and we would be like having like hundreds and hundreds new applications every project, and we would send amazing participants and everybody will go to Erasmus projects.
Actually, for example, I think that one thing that really helps it's to have a strong hook in the beginning of a reel or a video or something. And we have this idea for the European Youth Press, which we did not implement because we didn't want a lot of participants. We wanted more participants focused on journalism, and that's why we didn't move with this idea. But maybe you can use it, which you or everyone who's listening here. Basically, we wanted to use a very dramatic music and opening a newspaper with something written in graffiti or something at the cover to really catch the people's attention in the beginning of the video, and then showcase what we wanted to showcase. So it might be interesting for your NGO or something, or to showcase the what Erasmus projects are, because you will get a lot of attention in the beginning of the video if you create this scenario, let's call it like that. I don't know if it helps you or not.
I think like problem of my NGO is mostly that uh, like people who go with us or go to our projects, they like it and they return a lot. But to attract new people and to make them aware that it's not a scam, that somebody sent you somewhere for free and it's really helpful and it's better than stay at home and all the things, it's very difficult. That's like, I think our main issue in that.
Another thing that really works with our audience in European Youth Press, and I think it's the same audience as you're aiming for, except the topic, it's testimonials. People really stick to the testimonial videos. So if you have your participants saying that this was awesome, this was the best experience of my life, this was the biggest point in my life cycle, I don't know, like if you have really and genuine feedback from people, get that on video with subtitles. Don't forget the subtitles because it's very important. A lot of people don't use sound when they're seeing reels or something. Maybe you'll find your target. Also, if there's this human nature stuff, which is if you're on a video, you're going to share it on your own stories. So you have the sharing thing, which will help the algorithm then, and it will showcase your message to a lot of people.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for your question. So I think that was for the questions. Basically, I just want to finish this by telling you, don't let society limit you. Do your thing, be you, tell your story, figure out what makes you, because that's what the most important thing, and care less and tell more. Tell your story, tell the world who you are, and that's it.
Thank you so much, Pedro. It has been amazing. I think we have a lot of ideas and advices from you. It's a pity that we don't have you like 2 or 3 hours telling and sharing your story and your experience, but I really appreciate your effort. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for the participants to be here. I see
Thank
you
you.
next week in the next webinar.
Yeah.